Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you're listening from, and welcome to another episode of Gunpowder Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Casey, and joining me today are Femi. Hi,
Hello,
Femi.
everyone.
Hi, Oshoke.
Hi guys.
And Namdi.
Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing?
Good. So let's jump right in. It's another week again of another performance where we leave scratching our heads. And well, let's start with the positives. I guess with the positives, this was the first Nigerian, to ever score for for Wolves, right? So in the positive, let's at least big ups to our Nigerian community. I'm not one of them, but yeah. And Arsenal won, but again, it's another week. It's another game where we all sit here scratching our heads. 3 goals were scored, none of them by Arsenal, but Arsenal won. So let's unpack that. Now, the first impressions.
I think it says a lot that the opposition is helping you score. That means we've gotten to the point where our luck is now is now working for us.
If we're to take Namdi's words, that may have been a tactic.
I mean,
He did say that in a group.
I mean, so first half, I mean, this is probably the worst game I've seen us play, and there've been a couple of games where we've said this, but I think this has to be the worst I've seen us play. It was slow. The build-up was slow, turgid. It was a lot of sideways passing, not penetrative at all. Eze, for me, probably his worst game in an Arsenal shirt. Like, hands down. Had to be his worst game in an Arsenal shirt. There's little or no movement up front. Gyökeres wasn't getting any service at all. And I don't know. I think at some point we have to talk about this guy. Is it that
Big G?
Yes. I mean, you have to say he's underperforming. I mean, we have to call it out, like he's underperforming. And that could be a couple of factors. He's just coming back from injury. Initially we said it was preseason. Then he got injured. Now we're saying it's injury.
Jesus is just coming back from injury.
I know that's
longer term, but
exactly.
Okay, keep going.
No. I'm not trying to make excuses for him, but I'm saying like we have been using that to we've been using that to explain why he's not in the right vein of form. But at some point, is not enough. At some point, he needs to take responsibility for this. And I don't think we're playing to his strengths at the same time. So two things can be true at the same time. So I don't think we're taking advantage of his strengths at all. If you're going to be playing this kind of turgid football, whipping correct crosses, low crosses to the front post. If you're going to do that.
Like, I'm dying here. Did you not see all the crosses Saka was putting into the box? Did you see the ones that he missed? Like, what are we talking about?
Yes.
Like, what are we talking about? The crosses were there. Like,
early.
You're killing me.
But
early
there
though.
more than they usually are, or more than we're used to seeing them.
right.
But I still feel like they can be better.
Yeah.
You're saying that the crosses can be better? Is that what you're saying?
The quality.
An example is-
I would say the quality. The quality
can
wasn't
be
at
better.
the
There were some that got to him, but the quality can definitely be better. And it's not. And here's my point with the crosses, right? We're not used to playing that kind of football.
Mm-hmm.
We're not a crossing team. So because we're not a crossing team, this is new to the players too. So I get it, but it can be better.
So let's stay on the crosses for a second, but I want to come back to something that that Namdi talked about. But staying on the crosses, there were, to Femi's point, there were some quality deliveries from Saka today. Percentage-wise, we don't give him 100%.
Yeah, at least I can think off the top of my head 5 or 6 of them.
I will agree with Femi that there were quite a few. I remember there was a low cross fired in. He was not there. There's a certain level of delay. He was not at the right place. We talk about Merino versus Gyökeres all the time here. And this is one of the situations where you guys said Gyökeres gives us that edge because Merino drops too much. I didn't see that edge here in the sense where his positioning was not where it should have been. because those crosses that came in, he should have been attacking those. Well, I don't know if it's a sense of frustration from Big G. I don't know if it's a sense of coming back from injury, he's not at full pelt. Or I don't know if it's a sense of he's just low on confidence. But does Jesus kind of help him? Is that going to motivate him, or do we just say, look, let's just wait for Big G towards the second phase of the season, or let's just wait till next year? What do you think, Oshoke?
I think Jesus motivates him. I think the fire that Jesus brings into that team motivates him because and what this also is where he's going to show us his character, right? His type of player he is. Does that pressure for somebody like jumping at your heels motivate you to do better, or do you fold under the pressure? I don't think Merino or even if Havertz came back would have been enough pressure because those guys are not strikers. He will start over them any day. But someone like Jesus coming back, let's see what happens. Is he going to decide, you know what, I need to step up, or is he going to fold?
Femi, what do you think? You're shaking your head.
Havertz starts the second he's fit again over Gyökeres easily. And this is me, a Havertz hater, that's saying that to you. That's how you know that, because I don't appreciate Kai Havertz, but I'm telling you that Gyökeres does not add anything. He actually takes away from us because his pressing is still not there. His hold-up play is still not there. Kai Havertz is a much better hold-up player than he is. Many times the ball will come into him. He can't sort his feet out. The ball comes into him and he's kind of struggling and trying to figure out anything. The crosses, he's not there to finish the crosses or whatever. Link-up play, he's not there. They run into the channels. Maybe he gets the ball, he doesn't get the ball, but he can't hold the ball up long enough for anyone to arrive, and it makes us look disjointed. 100%. I don't like that way. I don't like the fact that we're starting this by talking about Gyökeres because I don't think this game was on him.
He was not the problem.
No.
He was exactly. He was not the
part
problem.
of it, but
yeah, he was not the problem in this game. But the truth of the matter is, the verdict is in on Gyökeres, and he is not it. I'm sorry, that's just it, plain and simple. The quality is just not there. And we can hum and haw and ha and talk about it from now until next year. But for me, the verdict is in. He's not what we need. He's not what we were looking for. The quality is not there.
I think for us, he's an option just for rotational purposes. Like I'll just say that.
And no more than that.
And yeah.
No
like
more
I
than
don't
that.
I don't care how much we spent on that guy, but the guy has a first touch that Lukaku will be proud of. Like that's how bad the touch is. I always see the guy like when he gets a pass, I'm just like, can you sort your feet out immediately? Like, what is the problem?
Mm-hmm.
Nah, first touch is bad.
Yeah, there was the one ball where he received the ball in the middle of the field and then passed. You could see he was thinking about what can I do, and then he ended up kicking the ball to the other. I'm just like, bro, like keep the ball moving. We're broke. Right. All he had to do was lay the pass to Saka. He kicked the ball back to Wolves midfielder. I'm like, come on, man. And that was an intentional pass.
No, you're right. He's thinking a lot and he's thinking too much. And that tells me that maybe there's a better footballer in there, but the pressure of confidence. The transfer, the pressure of the transfer is weighing on him too much. Either way, he's not it. That's the truth. If the pressure is going to weigh you down this much that you can't see through it or whatever and get to see the player that we thought we were getting, then he just isn't it. That's just plain. I mean, there's nothing more to say about it.
Oshoke, let me ask you this, because this is a summer in which Arsenal had to buy a striker. There was just no way. We have gone for too many years, nothing. Looking at the market, looking at who was available, look at the people that went out here. You talk about Isaac, who's the lad that went to Man U again?
Sesko.
Well, when you say Isaac, we also add Ekitike too. He was available.
Yeah, don't forget Ekitike.
The truth is that we're never in for Ekitike. The truth is that we're in for him. Ekitike is the mold in which he plays is maybe a little bit of a similar profile to what we already have. We needed somebody who had a physical presence in the box, somebody who was big, strong, right?
We needed a striker.
Not another Jesus.
That's all we needed.
No. We needed a finisher. That's all we needed.
Yeah.
I'll agree with you there, but let's not get hung on that point. Let's say we're in for a striker.
Hold on. I disagree with you, not another Jesus. If we have a Jesus that stays fit, that's what we want.
That's who we want. That actually
Okay.
is the striker.
That is exactly what we want.
So let's not get bogged down there. Let me get to the point I'm trying to make is
Go
that
on.
we had to get a striker.
Yeah.
Looking at the strikers that went in the market this year, it's not like any of them have actually set the world alight in their different clubs. So, I mean, think about who else has. Even Isak is struggling. Isak, who went.
So let's
who
put
was
it
probably
together,
the best out of the whole bunch.
Let's not even call Isak because there's no way we would have paid that amount of money for him.
No, but he's a striker that went in the market. That's why I'm putting him in that tier of this is what was available to us, whether we're in for it or not. This is what was available, and these are the players that moved. That strike.
I'll make it easier for you. Gyökeres, based on price and based on his body of work, was the best striker available, and we got him based on body of work.
Yeah.
Like, you get a striker that scores 50-something goals.
54 and 52.
54, exactly. There's a no-brainer. Like in everybody's mind, that's a no-brainer. Now, the reason why he's not working out, that's a different story altogether. But based on what was available in the market, if you had to choose between him and any other striker, everybody would say, that's a great deal. That's a fantastic deal. He wasn't expensive. He wasn't that expensive compared to other guys who have scored less.
And he dumped his girlfriend for us.
And
I don't think there's any disagreement here.
No,
and I think is that he's not working out. The reason why he's not working out, we can have a debate around that. But the truth of the matter is plain and simple, he's not working out. And the truth of the matter is, not every single transfer is going to be a hit. There's going to be misses there, but we have to be able to admit what those misses are when we know that they're misses, so we can move on and pivot. We can't dwell on it when the player has shown us who he is and he's just not it. He's just not it.
And they don't always work out immediately. So there might be a time component of that. Maybe later on we learn to play the ball one time for him in pace. But even when you do that, when I've seen the ball being played one time to Gyökeres in space, he has not filled me with any confidence.
Like if we're just going based on the temperature of just us four discussing on the podcast, we've given him now. We've given him benefit of doubt.
We've been supporting this guy.
We've been trying to support and everything. Like, okay, maybe he just needs to come on. Maybe this needs to happen. Maybe that needs to happen. And even he's giving us attacking play or whatever, and things are working out. But the truth of the matter is, when it comes down to it, it's not enough. It just isn't.
If today you tell me, okay, there's a chance, like we have to score 2 goals against a certain team, I am not putting my money on Gyökeres to score those 2 goals that we need.
And they said he was bought to be a lower league or lower team enforcer, scorer.
He's not a flat track bully. Bullying the track. That's the problem.
He's not even on the track. He's not on the track to score. And there's something to that. So the Arsenal model has always been collective team scoring the goals. So we're not basing ourselves on the Haaland model. But at the same time, our striker has to be able to perform, whether it's taking pressure off the other people or being able to pull defenders to the point where the wingers can come in and score. The bottom line is that we're missing a lot of that. Whether it's Gyökeres that came in, he hit the ground running, didn't have time to bed in because he didn't really spend a lot of time in preseason. Havertz was injured, so they threw him in immediately. So I guess let's be hopeful that the fact that he can now start sharing minutes with Jesus and hopefully Havertz, it kind of gives him that mental time to reset. Maybe he needs that. There's something. Because there's a player there, there's a type of player there. Maybe he's not exactly that first touch crisp, but there's something there that we can still harness. Maybe not everything that we need, but there's something that we can still harness that we can use to win the title.
There is a player there as far as like work ethic. Like I can't blame him I can't look at him and say he's not trying. I might even say he's trying too hard sometimes. So that is he's definitely working, but it's just not working as far as what we need.
I don't want to beat this dead horse, right?
Yeah.
But again, what Casey just said there sounds like denial to me. Because no.
Femi has seen this guy. I said, nah. No. It's not working. Say the guy knows Sabi.
Here's the thing, right? There's a player in there. okay, what is that player? What are we expecting from that player? Right? Okay, sure, he doesn't have the crisp first touch. Is he bullying people in the box? Is he in the right positions at the right time? Does he have a super finish? He needs time. He gets the ball, he can finish. Is he holding up play? Is he name one thing that based on the body of work we've seen over how many games he's played for us this season that we can build on? One. I'm asking for just one.
He runs the channels. That's the only thing. That's the
So-
only thing we've been using.
In terms of hold up play, he has the physical presence. I think that there's a certain there's something
Dude.
about his positioning for hold up play that I think he still needs to learn.
Dude,
In terms of how he-
Gabby Jesus does a better
Yeah.
hold up play than
I
this
agree.
guy.
He does. No, he does. I'm not
And
going to
he's-
argue that. He
and
does.
he's-
Havertz
and he's
does.
not even 6
Jesus
foot.
does.
I'm
Yeah.
not asking, Casey. I'm not asking you to reanalyze this whole thing. I'm telling
Mhm.
you that we've seen what this guy can do, and what he can do is not it. That is what I'm telling you.
What he,
If there was,
and I'm
if there
saying
was,
that I
if there
agree
was,
with you.
if there was one thing that he was doing, and it was like this thing that he's doing, let him continue doing that, and we can build on that. Then I'll say let's give him time. But there is not like everything is average to below average at
Yeah.
best.
He's okay. He's an okay
Right.
striker. Almost seems like one of these strikers from a mid-table team. Like that's
Or
how-
dare I
that-
say a championship team.
I mean, he was there
Oh,
before. So,
right. No. It really feels that way, right? And
If-
so I'm sure if you put him in the championship tomorrow,
He'll be bullying
if
people
it-
up now.
he will score 50 goals, no problem, easy. Yeah, score your 50 goals then. But you know, the quality here is different, and he doesn't have it.
Anyway,
So-
let's move on to something else. 'Cause, yeah.
Before,
we spent
Well,
20
well,
minutes talking about Gyökeres. We
But it's
can-
worth
we
it.
can
I
move
think
on.
it's worth it because that tip of the spear striker that we have, I think there's a lot of there was a lot of expectation coming into the season, and on the delivering of it has really brought a lot of questions in. But let's roll back a little bit to how we started the podcast, and let's look at the team from an analytic perspective, right? I don't think Arteta sent the boys out there today or yesterday and said, guys, don't zip the ball fast, or delay your passes, or don't press the guys. I don't know if you listened to Arteta's post-match
He was
interview,
angry now.
but he was pissed. So keeping that in mind, I know we may not necessarily agree with the fact that Arteta is not involved. He's not part of the problem here. I see Femi smiling. But what do you think is missing? What do you think is going on with the team? What do you really think is going on with the team? Femi.
Last week I said it, right? The Sunderland game, same thing. Happened with Aston Villa, and the same literal same thing happened against Wolves. People are seeing it, but it's not that is telling them, whatever the case may be. And I'll even agree with you to an extent there, but I'll get to, but let me make my larger point before I get to specifics here. End of the game, they see us tiring, or there's something that tells us that these people are afraid, or we don't have the heart, or if we put pressure on them at this time, they will falter. I'm like, why is there no pressure on the ball? Like, we're talking 88, 89, 90th minutes. And then it's like, why is there no pressure on the ball? Why are we sitting back? And it's kind of like they're the ones who are holding position. They're the ones who are pushing us forward, who are pushing forward with the ball. They're the ones who are doing everything with the ball. We had a poor game up until that point, right? We had a poor game, but we were bailed out by what you guys will call luck. I don't think it was that much lucky,
No,
because that was the
Saka now.
delivery.
That- the
It was
delivery is
the
Saka now.
delivery. I don't call that luck at all. That was the delivery of that corner. He hit the post. It could easily have gone in, and the football god said that delivery was good enough that it needed to be in the back of the net, and that's why I hit the goalkeeper and went in. So I don't call that luck at all, right? But we had that, and then it was kind of like, okay, that's fine. If that's what we're going to get, then that's what we're going to get. Now, let's hold on to possession and close this game out. This is the bottom of the table team that we're talking about here. What could they possibly offer? And in my mind, the answer was nothing, and it's just kind of hold on to the ball. This should be an easy closeout. Once we scored, I said, there's no way these people can score us, right? And so it's just, let's close this thing out and let's be done with it. But even they had enough liver because they have seen it play out before in previous games. And they came and they're going with this intensity, and it's kind of like whether it's fear or lack of we're afraid to close out games or whatever the case may be, and then that's what led us to where we were. And then even after they scored or whatever, and then we took the lead again, it's still a poor performance. Like, this is still a poor performance in my mind. There was no doubt about it. You're going to tell me Arteta has nothing to do with the problem. I agree. Because in my mind, I was like, even if Arteta is the one who's telling you guys to sit back right now, you guys should know that that is the wrong thing to do. There is pressure on us right now. Put pressure on the ball. Hold on to the ball. We're not there to soak up pressure against Wolves. Like, who are they? What players are they offering or whatever that we can't go and win the ball back against these guys and then hold on to it so we can close out the games? That is not a difficult task at all. Not with Wolves, right? And so I put that on the players themselves, right? Regardless of what the instruction from Arteta is, right? I put that on the players themselves. Is you have to go out there and you have to say, I'm taking control of this game.
So are you going to say, I was going to say, like, to me, it comes down to a lack of leadership in the team.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, because someone needed to basically grab everyone by the neck and say, who are these guys that they are going to be now putting pressure on us to the point where we're sitting back, and then, like, when these things are happening, you can actually see them, right? In the group chat, I said it, why are we sitting back? 2 minutes later, they score because it was clear, right? And it's kind of like, why is Arteta okay with that, right? But even if he's not okay with it, there should be leadership in the team that should come in and do that. Now,
He wasn't okay with it because he was even gesturing. No. I agree. I agree.
All of that said, it's a pattern. It didn't start today.
No,
it happened. It's been happening. It happened in the Villa game. It happened before that. That's a coaching problem, right? If I put the onus on the players in this particular game, then all the previous games where it's been happening against Sunderland, I've heard the other against Villa or whatever. The onus is you should see the pattern, because it's kind of like opposing players or coaches are seeing this and they're actively trying to take advantage of it, and we're not doing anything about it. Final point before I'm done here. We say Arteta, you said, Casey, Arteta is not telling you guys to play fast, do this. The way we play right now, side-to-side passing, looking for one insight or whatever, or someone brilliant or whatever, something doing something, is the way Arteta wants us to play. He does not want us to play with intensity. Anybody who tells me that is lying, because this has been going on for 2 or 3 years now. It is not new.
I think from that 2022-2023, that was when we were playing with intensity. After that, he decided to go with more.
Doesn't want us to.
He wants that whole control.
Exactly. Yeah. He does not want us to play the ball fast through the lines quickly. He wants us to hold on to the ball, look for ways or whatever. It's why we're set piece FC, because that's how we're able to break through many of the times or whatever. So no one should sit here and tell me Arteta is the one who told them not to go out and play fast. That is how he wants us to play. When a team plays a low block and they play it effectively and they're disciplined in it, that's when you see the kind of games that you see against Wolves, right? And that happens all the time because we're not playing quickly and we're not playing with intensity. Whether or not it's working or whether or not that's the formula, that's a completely different ballgame. But the truth of the matter is that is how Arteta wants us to play. And that is fact. No one can tell me otherwise.
No, let's unpack that. You said quite a bit there, and I will agree with you that Arteta philosophy is let's keep control. And you notice that because even most times when a break is not very obvious, you'll notice that the guys will move the ball and then they will sit back and wait for our team, to reset their positions, right? And I agree with you, because there's a debate as to whether it's the right way or not, right? But let's park that to the side for now, and let's assume that Arteta has this notion about this is how we want to play. I also think that the leadership piece is quite important. And it almost makes me feel like what we're missing from Gabriel is more than just his presence. Because there are a lot of times where you notice Gabriel is very, very vocal.
He's vocal.
He's extremely vocal with the team. Like, if you miss the ball, and he would be in your ear screaming at you. And I kind of, Saka is not that person. Odegaard leads by what you call it?
By pressing.
By example, yes, right? And Rice has that mojo, which he is a captain too. I think it's part of. He has won the captain band this year. And
But
maybe you expect that
I
from
don't think
Rice.
I was expecting him to be the vocal one. If out of
He
anybody.
gives you that vibe, yeah. So again, so let's assume again, like, I'm coming to you here, Oshoke. Let's assume like what Femi said about Arteta is true.
It's not an
side.
assumption. It's true.
Yeah. So take that into mind and let's
Mhm.
analyze the performance again.
Yeah.
Right. What do you think we can do? What do you think is the fundamental? What is the functional problem with the team in this patch? Because when we started this season, anybody who looked at our play would say, yes, these guys are a title winning team. But the last 3 weeks, not so much.
I thought about it again. While Femi was talking, I thought about it again. And he's 100% right. We are missing Big Gabby. That vocal leadership, he may not be wearing the captain's armband, but the way he controls that team when he's playing, I don't think anybody comes close. And I think that's what we're missing. I think we're missing that leadership on the team, on the field. That leadership is not there. Somebody who is going to marshal everything and say, you do this, you go there, and yell at people, shout at people, and push them. We don't have it. Odegaard is too calm for it. Saka is definitely too calm for it. And those are our two captains.
Captain and vice captain. And
yeah, before even Big Gabby. If my memory serves me right, I think it's Odegaard, Saka, Big Gabby.
I think it's Odegaard, Gabby, Saka, and then Rice.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, maybe. Yeah. But Big Gabby being out, it's a huge blow for us. Saliba being out wouldn't have caused this kind of issue. It's Big Gabby being out. Is that leadership on the team that is on the field that is gone? It's completely gone. It doesn't exist. Do you remember maybe when we are leading games, even early on this season, last season, we're leading games, and Atata starts making all these changes to kind of hold the lead? He can't do that now. This game against Wolves, yes, he wanted to go for it. He didn't want to hold on to the lead that we had at 1-0. He wanted to go for it. So, he made the change, brought in Jesus, try to maybe get more goals or whatever. But typically, when Arteta decides I want to hold this lead and win this game out, it works. Against Wolves, I didn't see any of that.
Honestly, against Wolves, I would argue that, well, first of all, he didn't have the personnel to bring on to hold.
Yes, he did.
Norgard would have been the only option.
Yeah,
would have been the only defensive option because
that
everybody was out. Everybody else
was out. That is the move right there. Push Merino up, bring Norgard in, and drop him down.
Well, or he could have even left Merino in there.
In the past, that's exactly what he would have done: is take Gyökeres out, replace him with Norgard, push Merino up, and drop Norgard. That's what he would have done in the past. And that win would have been all but guaranteed at 1-0.
But that's the thing. He doesn't trust Norgard because I've not seen Norgard in when he's trying to hold a lead. Why doesn't he play him?
I think he's just down the pecking order.
Yeah, but if you have a defensive midfielder and you're trying to hold a lead, why would you not put him in to help hold that lead?
If you notice, he has also gone away from that tactic recently. He doesn't really do it anymore.
He needs to do that more.
Yeah. And he needs to know when to do it. It's not just do it every game. You need to know when to do it. There are times to do that, and there are times when that is not the best move.
So tactically speaking, you're saying that you feel like maybe the team should have been organized a little bit differently from the get-go? Or do you think like the substitution in terms of the in-game management in the course of the game should have been changed? How do we solve, because there's two things going on here. Solving for the leadership issue, I mean, Gabriel unfortunately cannot be on the touchline with Arteta screaming at the players. I wish that could have been a possibility. So how do we... it looks like that leadership problem cannot be immediately solved, right? What do we do next?
Somebody needs to step up.
I think you're asking too much out of the group at this point in time. It's not a switch that you can flip.
No, it's not a switch that you can flip. It's not a switch, but I feel like there's somebody on that team that needs to step up. Even if it's Rice, somebody needs to step up and actually be more vocal, be more commanding in the field.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Why are we absolving Arteta of all of this?
He's not absolution for him.
He's right there on the touchline when all of this is happening. He can see what we're seeing, hopefully, right? And he is ultimately responsible for what is happening, right? and everybody's pushing back, and then what is he doing at that point in time? Like, or is that what he wants?
It can't be what he wants because he was so
Then,
He
angry
was,
during
it can be what he
the.
was, and that's
then,
where I
it, then,
keep
it,
getting
then, it,
wrong.
then,
Guys.
then,
It
then
still
if
falls
it
on him.
isn't,
It still
yeah,
falls
exactly.
on him.
Then if it isn't, if it
That means they are
isn't,
not listening
then
to him.
exactly. Then why are you not changing it? Like, why are you not doing something to change it? Like, you need to be. If you see something catastrophic happening, and it is catastrophic because ultimately the other team is gaining momentum, putting pressure on you or whatever. Your team, you know how mentally unstable they can be. And I'm saying this about Arsenal, and I don't know how I can actually say that out of my mouth. But the truth of the matter is that's what it is.
Mhm.
And then you are not literally yelling at people like, put pressure on the ball. Literally, that's all we needed. Just someone to go and put pressure on the ball. Win a duel, get the ball back, hold on to it. That's it. That's all we needed to do. And then it went on for like 5-6 minutes where it's kind of like no one really knew what to do and everybody was too scared to put a foot wrong.
I have a question though.
Yeah.
Remember that high press that we had at the beginning of the season? Where did it go?
Odegaard went
He
away.
went with Odegaard.
Odegaard is
he went
back
with Odegaard.
now. Where's the high press?
Yeah, when you know that you still see
No, it's
Havertz
not
is
there.
out too.
It's not there. It's
Now,
not there.
You cannot rely on Gyökeres. It has to be a combined press. Like if you're
So,
pressing from the front,
do you
it
remember
has
how
to be
it used to
organized.
start?
If not, they will expose you.
Do you remember
Go
how
ahead.
it used to start? Odegaard
Odegaard is a trigger,
runs
huh?
up and you see him calling people up. As he's running up, he's calling people up. He doesn't do it anymore. And this was before he got injured. This wasn't even since the injury.
But
That
I
high
also
press is
noticed
gone.
that a lot of teams are playing with an extra man starting from the back. If you notice that, because now we only press with three, right? We press with the two wingers plus Odegaard, and then maybe Marino will join. But now, if you notice, we're getting outnumbered from the defense when they start moving the ball. So what that does is that it draws. If you want to come at them with that press, then you're going to draw another player from our midfield in, and that leaves us exposed.
Right, and
So
that's the reason. And Odegaard
yes.
can see that, which is why he's probably not going for the press with those plays because definitely he's not trying to leave us open.
I
Yes,
also think that they don't believe in the defense right now. Back when we had Gabi and
Yeah,
Saliba,
good point.
you would be like, okay,
These guys can
one
mop
on
up.
one,
Yeah,
one on one, they'll
yeah,
mop up anything
yeah,
that goes behind. But now it's
for
like
sure.
you notice that Rice kind of drops back a little bit, tries to give them a little bit of security at the back. So we lose that impetus from Rice going forward in the 8th. So that's another thing I've noticed in this team. So until we get solidity in that back line, I'm afraid this is going to happen more often than not.
It looks like this Gabi thing is really going to haunt us for a while. Again, going back to the Hincapié, and not to pick on Hincapié, because if you look at that goal, right, it's one of those split-second things. I kind of watched again. You notice that that guy's a big guy, but
It was goal side
Tolu,
now.
it's Tolu, right?
Yeah,
But
he
if you
was
see
goal
what happens,
side. It's the cross you got to stop.
Number one is the cross you got to start, yes. And then number two is...
And the way you stop the cross is by you putting pressure on the ball.
Put pressure.
And nobody
put pressure. If you notice before the goal also, Arteta was beckoning on the guys. He was calling them from the touchline. If you look at it, he's kind of like, guys, come out. Anyway, the cross comes in. Saliba, if you notice his fight with Tolu, he literally shrugs off Tolu. At the same time as he's shrugging Tolu off, that's when he comes to Hincapié. So it's almost like Hincapié is not prepared for that time because of that tussle. It's one of those, if you watch it again, it's one of those very split-second things. And of course, he's right there, right? He's goal side of him. He doesn't have enough impetus to even push him out or lean on him.
The goal was split second. But like Femi said, it's the cross you have to stop.
And so, good point. The other thing I wanted to mention here is, and I kind of talked about this earlier in the season, I don't know how we solve for this, our killer instinct from the offense as well is lacking, because there are some chances that we missed where if those balls go in, we kill the game, we take out the impetus from the other team potentially, right? And it maybe mentally does something for us also. And so I feel like it's kind of like a two-pronged thing where, yes, we're missing Big Gabby in the defense. We have our defensive problems. But on the offensive side, I mean, I was looking at Eze's pass map. It is horrible. It is horrible. Most of his passes were in the center of the pitch, center on Arsenal side, even before he got substituted. So there was no drive moving the ball forward. I mean, if you remove Saka from this game, I mean, Saka saved us. There's no other way to put it in this game. He was the only person that was moving the ball forward. He was the only person that was taking people on. Gabi was becoming the old Gabi again, and Eze was not moving the ball. So offensively, we also have a problem here. I don't know.
I'm gonna say this again. Gabi is not a starter.
You mean Martinelli?
Yes, Martinelli.
Yeah.
Sorry, he's not a starter. He is a come in when people are tiring out and run them ragged. That's how he scores. He's not a starter. So when I saw him, while I liked the starting lineup, if I could change anything, that was the only thing I would have changed.
Well,
Martinelli is not a starter.
I would not have played Ben White to start with. If I
That was
knew
a
that,
tough one.
I mean,
Yeah.
but
I
that's in
don't
hindsight. I
Yeah,
disagree
yeah,
with
I
that
don't have a
one.
problem with that.
I have
There
a
was
problem
nothing. There
that
was
if,
nothing.
if Saliba was going to be fit anyway, why would you play Ben White and Timber at the same time?
Because we
If
only had
anything,
MLS,
If
so
anything,
he left MLS on the bench.
if anything, you needed somebody who has played a lot of games to rest. Unless he doesn't trust MLS, which is that's another story.
So you're saying you should have rested Timber and put MLS?
No, I'm saying at least one of them.
No,
You would have played Rice.
He's saying Timber should have played on the right hand
on
side.
the right hand side. You play Rice
and then play MLS on the left hand side, and then put
Rice.
White on the bench.
White, so yeah, not Rice, White. Yeah. That's what I meant.
Yeah,
because
I
White,
mean, that one is a toss-up, man.
because he had played the
Coming
3
back
games
from
before
injury.
that.
Yeah,
somebody
coming
has
back.
played in. He's just coming back from injury. You're playing him multiple times. And again, I didn't understand the defense.
Saliba was also a risk. He said it in his conference. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that. Yeah.
So you could have actually rested White. If Saliba got injured or whatever, you can put White in. I mean,
that's a tough one.
Anyway,
yeah, it's a tough one.
It's
that one, I don't really see the issue that came out of that. Lineup in defense.
Well, White got injured. That's the issue that came out of it.
I mean,
yeah. And Timber is 2 steps from an injury now.
Exactly.
That means we don't have because we have no
don't
cover
have anybody
right now.
Exactly. So that was my argument. Like, why did he do that? And then when we now started playing, you notice that Timber and Saliba were playing central defense. I'm like, why the hell are you playing Hincapié left fullback? He played Hincapié
because he's played that there for Liverpool.
No, I'm saying, but why? But usually he doesn't play 2 right-footed players in central defense.
No, but he did that once, and it cost us the league, and he has started doing it since then. No, he has started doing it once. No, I mean he refused to play 2 right-footed players, or was it 2 left-footed players?
It was 2 left-footed
in defense. Yes, he refused to do it.
That was when
it cost us the league.
No, but that was
when
because
Saliba got injured.
That was because the other person that was playing was a useless player.
Who? Holding?
Yes.
But he played Holding because he didn't want to play. What was his name?
He didn't want to play Kivio.
Yeah, because there were 2 left-footed players.
Exactly.
Yes, so
because
that move has cost us the league. So he has learned his lesson.
But that's more a result of how bad Holding was, not necessarily.
If you remember, throughout that run, Holding didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, he was not that great.
No, Holding.
Holding versus Man City.
And just to tell you right now, Holding is not in EPL right now.
Exactly.
Even,
I think it's in America, right?
Like I said, he didn't do anything wrong.
He's not.
I didn't say he was great.
He was not a good player.
But my point is, he learned his lesson then. So now he's not scared to play 2 right-footed, 2 left-footed, based on what he has available on the bench.
I get that, but I think Hincapié would have been better in the midfield, in the middle of defense.
Anyway, so what do we do next game?
We didn't suffer from it. So at this point, it's really
right. Yeah, I don't think. The problem this game was more offensively, not defensively.
Yeah, but
and midfield because at the end of the day, that last minute pressure, whatever that allowed them to get in, that was the problem more than anything else. That was us not pressing the ball in midfield like we should have. and ceding it to them.
No, attack was definitely the main problem.
I'm going to say this, and you guys are gonna come for me when I say it again.
What?
I don't want to see Merino if it's not a cup game.
Did Merino coming
Yeah.
in? Wasn't
I think
he
we got
towards the-
bigger
towards the
problems with
end of
Eze.
No,
Yeah.
hold on. Eze had an
I-
off day, but it wasn't it's a normal off day.
No, I agree with Casey 100%. If you're going to come for Merino, you have to come for Eze.
No, Eze to me is the first person to come for. This is his second game. He subbed him out. That's a problem.
Yep. But what are the alternatives? I mean, the fact that Odegaard is getting back up to speed, right? Maybe he stays and he can hold that place as it comes in as a finisher. But there's something about I don't know if it's a confidence thing, because his progression of the ball is the problem.
Because he's not really a progressor of the ball. He's a sit in the hole kind of guy.
Yeah.
Beat a player
He's
and
got-
put an incisive pass in.
I feel like he should be further forward, like play him as a second striker type of situation. Somebody in that.
Him and Merino.
Well, no.
Play
not
him with
in that-
Merino. Is that what you're saying? No, play him with Merino.
Well, you can play with Merino. Actually, that might not be a bad
Play with
idea.
Merino where?
That might
No,
not be a
I
bad
see Merino
idea.
is 9 and he plays behind Merino, so he's playing
Yeah.
as a
Are you
second
still
striker.
calling Merino's 9 when we have two strikers?
Well, now
After you just lambasted Gyökeres, you want to play him again.
Now it will be Gabby. Either Gabby or Merino would
See,
would
right
work-
now,
would work with
going
Eze.
forward, I believe it's going to be Gyökeres as our starting striker and Gabby coming in as a
as
sub.
sub. Merino,
I agree that's what it's going to be.
Merino
going
most
forward.
likely
Yes.
would be a midfield option now.
He will be
Yes,
a Rice replacement. Merino is going
Yeah.
to be a Rice replacement. I don't like it because there were so many times in this game I almost yelled.
Merino is a better striker than a midfielder for us. Like that's
I agree.
that's just it.
I agree.
Is whenever he plays in midfield, I'm just like, I don't see what you're doing.
So many holes. There are too many
Exactly,
holes when he's in
exactly.
midfield.
Same thing we said about Gyökeres in attack applies to Merino in midfield.
Maybe they should just switch position.
He's not right. No, because what is it that Merino does well for you in midfield? He wins, like you said, duels.
He's
That's
a
it.
dual monster.
but nothing more than that. He's not gonna give you incisive, quick passing or anything like that. He's not gonna progress the ball. He's just gonna win the ball back for you.
To be fair,
then what?
he has done a few incisive passes lately.
If they are 6 feet or less, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just looking at Eberechi's pass map, man. It is poor. It's really, really poor. So how do we get more out of the team?
Yeah, but that's a result of the low block, though. Let's be honest.
But that's why we bought him also, right? We bought him to be able to progress the ball or to be
the
able
lock.
to give you those intricate.
Yeah, it wasn't for passing. It is basically
He's a
we need
dribbler.
him to beat somebody. Exactly,
Yeah.
he needs to beat somebody. But when there's nobody to beat,
When everybody's
there's nothing
sitting
for him
back,
to do.
when everybody's sitting back, man, you need
Mhm.
you need Gabby Jesus. That's the person you need. Somebody who
Yeah.
is a tricky forward, who will make players commit in the box. That is the kind of person you need to break those kind of the defenses. You need Eze.
Speaking
You
of-
need Eze at the top of the box to volley stuff in, or you know what I mean, like crash.
Speaking of Gabby Jesus, to be honest with you, it's one of my biggest regrets or rueful moments. Just thinking if that guy could have stayed fit, honestly,
Mhm.
We win the league.
we would have won the league. If not last year, the year before
The
that.
year before. No, last year that was too many
not last
damn
year.
injuries.
The
year before.
The year before.
The year before, for sure. I love that guy. I do, right? Honestly,
I do too.
I love the way he plays. I love the energy. I love the drive. The thing that we're talking about in terms of that leadership or whatever, that drive, that mentality is kind of like, I want to go win this thing, right? I don't care that I'm just coming back from injury. I don't care what's going on the field. It's just kind of like, let's just go for this thing right here, right now.
And he actually has won the league before, so that experience also is something that is very important as well. He can bring that. If he talks, people will respect that because the guy he has won it before, so he knows what it takes.
He has the skill to boot.
Yeah.
You know, I think he was probably, or he has been one of Arteta's most important signings throughout his tenure. If you think about when Yes, when he came in with what's his name, the left back, Zinchenko.
Zinchenko.
They
Mhm.
brought something to the team, man. I remember that first game he played, and everybody was like, "We have a striker. We have a
Right.
striker." And it's just so sad that he's had to go through all these injuries. And I hope, and two big injuries,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I just hope that because of what I know he wants to play for Brazil this World Cup, right? And he now has a slight chance. It's a very slim
It's
chance.
not gonna happen.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
Hey, but he's got.
Unless he goes on a mad run.
Femi,
Scores like 30 and 15.
No, but Femi, to be honest, for Brazil, who are the strikers? Like who's
Richarlison.
Exactly. If that's your competition,
If that's his
if that's your
competition, he has a
competition, there's
chance.
hope. Yeah.
What's the name of the Brentford guy? The Brentford guy too.
Igor Jesus is
Thiago.
good.
Jesus,
And
yeah.
Igor Jesus is good. Thiago
Yeah.
is good too.
Yeah.
But those guys, they don't have
Jesus, Gabi Jesus in form.
Yes. If they
He's
are,
better than them.
if people are talking about bringing Neymar back into Brazil, then this guy is definitely.
What?
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
They are talking about.
Well, they're not. Well, Neymar is talking about it. I don't know that it's a realistic.
Him and his agent.
No,
yeah, he's talking about it, and of course, the pundits are picking it up. But I don't know that that's a realistic.
It's
thing.
not realistic to me.
But
anyway, anyway, if
we digress.
Yeah.
My argument is that if you can talk about Neymar coming back to Brazil, then I think Gabi Jesus will even give you more than what the Neymar is doing.
Oh yeah, he will give you more than Neymar. Yeah, for sure.
Anyway,
so where do we go from here? I know I ask this question almost every week now. It seems to be a recurring theme. But do we have any different responses here?
Do we know how long Big Gabi is out?
It's till January.
I think till next year.
January,
Yeah.
So
it's gonna be tough.
So I think.
I think it's an overcomable problem.
No, it is.
It is.
It's the attack that.
As long as it is acknowledged as a problem. And I don't think the problem is actually acknowledged. And this is where I'm faulting Arteta right there. I think he's seeing something different than we're seeing, I think, as what the actual problem is.
The problem now is the attack. The attack is not bailing out the team anymore. Like, we lost Gabi.
Why? But the question is why? What is the problem with the attack? We said everybody's going to say it here now, and then we're going to pretend like we didn't say it. The ball needed to move quicker.
No, that's what needed. No, always, when you play against a low block, the ball has to go faster. Otherwise,
that is the solution. The ball needed to move quicker. They're not training to move the ball quicker.
Yeah,
I'm not seeing the evidence of that.
I don't see the urgency. Like, how are you going to play a low block team and have no shots on goal for the first 45 minutes? No single shot on target.
That's why I said it that day. Arteta hasn't figured out how to play against a low block yet.
I mean,
until he figures it out, we're going to have this problem.
Right.
Because it only gets worse. Like initially,
but hold on. Until he figures out, we keep saying it, but we're not saying it. The ball needs to move quicker.
Yes,
like
he
we're
needs
all
to figure
saying
that
it.
out. We can figure it out, but we're not the one making the decision.
He doesn't want us to play with the ball quicker.
Well, he's gonna.
That is the truth.
I agree with that, and I'll add something
there comes that arrogance again.
Well, he has his own tactics, right? Like I said, when we started this season, same manager, there was something different about the team that we have lost in the last few weeks. I think also being clinical, right, has a part to play. I'm just looking at the general stats. Big chances missed. We're second in the table, right? Which means that we are getting the chances,
but we're not missing them.
We're just missing them. Guess who is first? Man City. Touches in opposition box. We're the highest. We're first. Man City is second. Corners. I didn't actually know this, but Newcastle has more corners than us. So I think that there's a part of being clinical is our problem. And maybe it's a Gyökeres thing, because when Mourinho plays, goals are scored. I know you may disagree about his effectiveness in the team. I get that. That's a different argument. But let's just look at stats. When Mourinho plays, there are more goals in the team.
Mourinho probably has a higher XG.
Go back 2 steps real quick. How many goals does City have this season compared to us? I know the goal difference, they're above by 2, but how many goals do they have compared to us? You have that up?
Significantly more, because we have a much better defensive record.
Yeah, just keep talking as I look it up.
Yeah. No, the reason why I asked that is this, right? Yes, we are 1 and 2 for a lot of those categories. All that tells you is we are creating those chances, right? We're just not finishing them like we should.
I think you guys are, I'm gonna disagree with you. You can look at those in generality, right?
Mhm.
Because of the games, but in the games where we need them most, like the Wolves game, how many big chances did we create in the Wolves game? None.
That's
Yeah. So we're talking about big chances created. We're second in the table. Go to individualized games, the ones where we're struggling, because we create a lot in the games that we're not struggling in, and then we're trying to
Like,
use an average to an
no,
average to look at it. That's not what's
no.
happening.
Yeah, because if you score five against Leeds and you created like 10 chances, it's gonna skew.
Yeah.
It's gonna skew it. So
City has scored 38 goals to our 30.
Yeah, 38 goals.
so
Yeah,
not
Yeah.
too far behind though. Yeah.
8 goals
yeah,
is a
but
lot. We played the same number of games.
Yeah, but they
They
usually
have-
score multiple goals. They usually
In
score
16 games, that's a half a goal a game more,
Mhm.
because it's only 16 games played.
They have a
Well,
cheat
Ci-
code,
City,
which
City, they are start padders. If you score 5 goals against Leeds, I mean, come on. I mean, that's what they did.
That one.
and
When
out of
City
those
scores
38
six
goals,
goals,
guess how
five
many
and
goals
considered
Haaland
4.
has scored?
17
Haaland
or
has scored
something.
It's like
15.
50,
Oh yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, just a little. I mean, just a little under half.
How many
So
has
that
Joker
tells you-
scored? 4. No, I think it's 4 goals. 4 goals and it's 6 goals in all competitions.
Yeah, Merino has 6. Our leading goal scorer is Trossard with 7. Then we have Eze with 6. Gyökeres has 4.
Yeah, 4 goals this season.
Yeah.
Your top striker.
So our leading striker has half of what our leading striker Trossard has half of the goals that Haaland has scored.
And he's not a
So
striker.
that tells you, that tells you about the Haaland effect, right? And if they lose Haaland for whatever reason, there's also a chance that they could have a goal drought.
But you know that City has actually changed the way they play.
Mhm.
To
Correct.
analyze- they changed.
Because Rodri is out, they had to change it.
It's not just that. I mean, they decided that, okay, we can go long now. We're going to go long because we have this beast of a
Because they have
forward
Haaland.
who can bully the hell out of defenders and is fast. He can run behind people. He can head. So they're playing to his strengths. So, I mean,
With the amount of chances City creates, especially in those games where they pad, they should actually have scored more than
They
30,
should have
to be
scored
honest
more.
with you. Because
Maybe-
no,
I've
they-
seen-
They have a
missed a lot
higher
of-
XG than us.
yeah, because
Yeah.
Haaland misses a lot of those.
Yep.
He misses.
Dude,
I
the
wouldn't say
game they
he's
lost.
he's not in the same he's not in the same category as Osimhen in terms of missing as many, but he
Nah,
misses a lot.
He misses a lot. Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't
Miss a
think
lot.
anybody's in the same category as missing as many as we've seen it.
Yeah, big chances missed. Man City is actually more than us. They're
Yeah.
32. We're
Yeah.
31. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they miss a lot too. But the point is, let's not talk about padding. When we're playing against a low block and the ball needs to move quicker, we're not built or constituted or structured in that way to move the ball quick enough. And that is what the problem is. It is very, very simple. We can talk about big chances missed and we're not doing that or whatever. Look at the games that we struggle and then tell me about what big chances we missed in those games or big chances that we didn't miss in those games.
We barely have those chances.
We barely have any chance. When a team is playing discipline, low block, we barely have any chances because
That's why you've noticed.
the hope in those games, really and truly, if we're being honest, and I think that's what Arteta's hope is as well, is let's get a corner and
Set
put the
piece.
ball in the box. Yes, set piece. Let's become
Oh,
set
it's
piece
okay.
FC.
What did I tell you?
That's literally what it is.
Set piece
That is
opens
the
up
hope.
the game.
It
And
is
that's-
not a
and
that's
realistic
when we
tactic.
He
It
is
is a
not
tactic.
interested. He is not
not a
interested.
realistic one.
He's not interested in moving the ball quickly. That's not what he wants. He wants us to ping the ball, shoot it against them, get a corner, and keep trying until you're able to break through with the corner. And then for him, that opens up the game a little bit, and then you can kind of get in there and try to finish. That is what the idea is. I get it, but the truth of the matter is, it is not working. Especially when we need it the most, it's not working.
Okay. So I think we've we've kind of beat this game to death. I don't know if there are any other players worth mentioning. I mean, Zubi.
Let me say one thing though. One thing I have noticed over the last few games, and I don't know if this is just coincidental. You know how many balls have been fed into the box that are coming to Gyökeres that Timber rushes into head? I saw it twice. I saw it twice yesterday.
now, but
Yeah,
I mean, still,
like Gyökeres is in prime position and you just see Timber right in front of him.
yeah, but as a striker, you need to tell him get out of the way. Now that's pretty much what you do.
Agreed.
Or maybe Timber is there because it's like somebody should be here and they're usually not here. Because I'm curious, I'm curious to see the other balls that Timber has been where Gyökeres hasn't been there also.
That first one that we saw where Timber headed the ball.
It was 3 games ago. I think that was a Chelsea.
Yeah, that one I can't really fault him for that. I can't fault him for that.
Yeah, and I saw it like twice yesterday.
Yeah, the second one, he should definitely have called for him if he was really going for the ball too. Should have told him to leave it.
Yeah, I'm worried for Timber though. In terms of his minutes.
I'm a
little bit worried.
He's very close to an injury.
He rested on Wednesday now. He wasn't even in the squad on Wednesday. I thought he was injured, which is why he wasn't in the squad. But that was clearly...
but they said he had a knock.
Yeah.
They actually said he had a knock.
Yeah.
Because he was there. He flew with them. So the intention was to play him at some point in that game.
Yeah. So, I mean, we tried to protect ourselves against injuries. We bought a lot of players, and now we're still bare. We don't know who's going to play against Everton over next weekend.
Nogard in central defense.
No, we have no. Hold on, we have a complete team for. We have a complete team for Everton.
Yeah, we're fine for Everton.
We're fine for
actually, that's true because this guy comes back. Calafiori comes back. Yeah,
Calafiori is back. MLS is there. Saliba.
We just don't have anybody for the right.
The right,
as long as Timber stays fit, we're fine.
Yes.
But if Timber goes down, that's the problem. That's what I'm saying. We're still fine for right now, and I don't. Knock on wood, Timber is still okay for right now.
If Timber goes down, you're gonna see Nogard in right back.
No. You see Josh Nichols. You see Josh Nichols before you see Timber. Before you see Nogard.
Maybe.
Nogard is no way he's playing. What do you call it? Right back. If anything, they will probably move Nkapie to right back and play Nogard right next to Saliba.
That's the central D. Yeah, possibly. Yeah. Just other players worth mentioning. I don't think Zubi had a good game. Yeah.
Nah, he had to go, man. He had to go.
He did have to come out.
He had to come out, man.
I think it's also fatigue because he's literally played. I want to say every single game this season.
Yeah.
I think he's probably a player with the most minutes.
We didn't have any options, and Arteta does not trust Nogard. So that's pretty much it.
So here's my thing. If you trust Nogard to play central defense in some games, or in one game or whatever, against Wolves,
against Brugge,
yes, but against Wolves, why don't you trust him to play DM?
I think his ball possession he's not as secure with the ball.
He's not secure with the ball.
Yeah, but which you can get away with defense. Yeah. I think
that you put it away.
Yeah,
but see, I also think another reason why they took off what's his name, Zubi, it's because dude, you're playing against a low block. You don't need to almost DMs playing that role when you need to score. So you had to go for it, and you either sacrifice Rice or you sacrifice Zubi. And Zubi means, like you guys said, he already played so many games, so it seemed logical. But the guy looked distraught when they took him off.
No, Rice has more upside than Zubi.
Oh yeah.
I think Rice has played more games than Zubi, but Rice has more upside.
If we were playing against a more attacking team, Zubi does not leave that pitch. You know that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep. Saka again. I think he showed us his class. 2 crosses. And
if
2
that
goals,
guy doesn't play, we're screwed.
So and this is for Sheke, who is always complaining about Saka. The truth of the matter is, there was, for a few games when he came back from injury, he was pressing, and you could see that he was pressing. I think he's over that now, and he's making the right choices and making the right plays. Whether we finish or not is there, but he's the class of the team. He's the only person who is constantly trying to beat people and get in behind and get us in good positions to score, and he did it quite a few times yesterday.
I'll ask you guys one question. What do you think about, like, when we're playing low blocks? why don't we just play Madueke on the left hand, on the left line instead?
That's a question you have to ask Arteta, because I don't
No,
because
I'm asking
be-
you guys, like, what do you think about that?
absolutely 1,000%. Whether
He'll take
whether
on.
it's Martinelli, whether it's sorry, Martinelli.
Trossard.
Freudian slip.
Or Gabi,
whether
you
it's
talk about
Trossard,
Gabi.
whether it's whether it's Trossard you're playing in there, or whether it's Madueke you're playing in there, you need this. Those two guys will give you more than Martinelli ever can. Martinelli can't beat anybody anymore. He just can't. He has the pace, he has the speed, but he can't get past anybody anymore. I don't know why. I don't know what that is about. If you put the ball in behind for him to chase the ball, he's on it like white on rice for sure. But anything more than that, he's not going to give you anything there.
Because I think that
and when there's no space in behind to run, Martinelli is kind of useless for you.
Yeah, because I think that's the kind of player you need to break those kind of low blocks. Somebody who actually go after wing backs, and I mean,
that's why we bought him. I think,
fullbacks.
and Arteta said that.
And I mean, you saw it on the right. Saka kept doing it all the time, and we
so that's what I'm saying. Like, so you play
the most success.
Both of them.
Yeah, do it on both sides, right?
Yeah,
put pressure on both sides.
Martinelli was the wrong player to start that game.
Yeah. If there's no space in behind, Martinelli is kind of useless for us. That's the truth.
So, I mean, let's hope that at Everton, something else comes out of this team. Let's just review quickly.
He has to change something. Anyway, go on.
Yeah. Now, just saying quickly, I know we're over our time here. Let's just quickly go over our predictions.
For Everton, I think, I'm going to say 2-1.
No, let's review our last.
Going over the old one. I got 3-0 for
No,
Bruno.
you got one. Yeah. Well, let's start with Wolves. I think you said Saka scores a worldie. I guess we can say that free kick or that corner kick was a worldie.
No. It was a worldie.
It was a worldie. It doesn't go in.
It was a worldie. Guy. That was a worldie.
If he went straight into the goal, that's a worldie.
It did.
One. No.
Post skipper.
No.
Yeah, but other than that, I think we're all lost that one. Femi had 3-0. Saka scores a worldie. Diesel said 3-0 against Wolves. Eze scores 2 as a number 10. He barely made it to halftime for 57 minutes. What did I say for Bruges? Gyökeres scored. I'm coming there now.
Okay.
For Bruges, Femi said 3-1. Saka scores a worldie and Timber plays. He was close. Diesel, you said draw. Oshoke. Well, I'm glad we didn't draw. And Oshoke said 3-1. Gyökeres scores. So we haven't hit a good ratio, win ratio yet on our predictions.
I feel
but
like
we'll keep
once
trying.
you add Gyökeres to your prediction, you're losing.
I'll take for my next game. Gyökeres doesn't score.
All right. So Everton, Oshoke, what are your predictions and hot take?
2-0.
2-0.
2-0. Hot take. Noni scores.
Okay. Namdi?
I'll go 2-1 to us. Hot take, Gyökeres scores.
Yeah. Where is that? Where is that game?
He's due a goal though. He is due a goal.
It's a 2-1. It's a 2-1 game. 2-1 for us. We'll win the game, but it's going to be 2-1, and it's going to be super close.
Tight. It's going to be a tight game.
Hot take is Everton scores first.
Ooh.
But Gyökeres is definitely due a goal.
Yeah, actually, I'll even tell you. Wait, no, that's not my hot take.
No, go ahead. Say it.
I think he got hurt in the last game. I was going to say Dewsbury Hall is going to score.
Yeah, he's out. He's out.
Yeah, he's out. He's out.
And don't forget,
well, they have this guy now.
Players are gone for AFCON.
Yeah,
for example, Ndiaye is gone from Everton.
Ndiaye is gone. Gear is gone. Oh,
yeah.
That guy. Yeah.
Gway.
Idrissa.
So these teams are going to be one of the few teams that doesn't have an African player.
Wasn't he suspended? Isn't the one that slapped this guy?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Whoa, yo, that was funny as heck.
And they still won.
Yes,
Against
and they
Man
still
U.
won.
Can you imagine?
Yes, that is weird. Team aggression. Man, that was crazy. That was crazy.
They played 10 men
Good
against Man
spectacle.
U and still won. And we
And
can
still
can
won.
barely beat Wolves.
Yeah. So coming up against
EPL,
David
EPL will
Moyes'
humble
team.
you, man.
Yeah, EPL will really humble you because I mean, if you watched again, I don't want to go back and open this, but I just have to say that for Wolves, if you look at Wolves' past performances, they were bad.
They were bad. Yeah.
They were bad. But if you watch them against us, they looked a little bit more. They look better. I'm not saying that they're a good team, but they look better than their previous performances.
They actually played very well against Villa and should have won that game.
Hot take.
Yeah.
Other teams know how to change tactics.
That's the truth. And remember, they have a decent manager who's starting to put his imprint on the team and who may be able to get something out of them. So
from relegation to not relegation?
I still think they're going down.
They are still
improvements.
But he was doing pretty good in the championship before he came now.
Yeah, he took this job just because it's his hometown team. Even though he knew the squad was bad.
That was
16 games, 2 points.
2 points. They are going down regardless of what the guy does.
Yeah, I think
no. Burnley and Wolves are going down for sure. I'm happy for Forest because they sacked Ange.
Because
I hope West Ham is able to do something because I like Nuno. I really like Nuno. I think
I like Nuno too.
I like Nuno, but
I like Nuno.
But I think he chose a terrible team to take over.
Yeah, so I'm afraid for Nuno, to be honest with you. But if West Ham can pull it off, that's fine. I guess Leeds can go back to the championship.
Yeah,
but we'll see how that plays out.
Well said.
But at least we know. But at least we know two of the teams who are getting relegated.
Casey, what's your own take now? What's your scores prediction?
Your prediction and hot take.
2-0. I think we see. I don't know if that could be a hot take. I think we see a different tactical approach from Arteta.
A clean sheet is a hot take.
That's a hot take
at this point.
At this point, it is. It has become a hot take.
Yeah. Well, I think Raya is. No. I think the Chelsea keeper is the one. Sanchez. I think Sanchez has more clean sheets now than Raya.
No, they both have 8, right? They both have 8.
They do? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So there's still hope. There's still hope. Well, I think we wrap it here. We've gone over our time, but thank you, listeners, for staying with us. We always appreciate you listening and tuning in. As always, this is the Gunpowder Banter podcast. Follow us on YouTube, like, subscribe, and hit the bell so when we release a new video, you get it. This is our weekly podcast, so we'll make sure we get it to your inboxes every week. We're also on Spotify, and we are also on the Apple iTunes podcast platform. So thank you for listening again. And Femi, thanks for joining us.
All right. Thank you, guys. Hopefully we're in a much better mood next week.
After a victory, imagine that.
No, but this one makes sense. This one makes sense. We know that was a bad performance.
Yeah. Well, for sure. We didn't want to say thank you, Femi, because you're a co-host. So I actually say thank you for joining because you're always here anyway.
Is he?
Unlike some other people. Ashoke, any last words?
Well, let's just say it's been an interesting week so far. Hopefully next week is much better. I'll be back to wear my Arsenal jersey next week.
Keeping hope alive. Diesel?
Yeah. Great show as usual. Next week, well, we have 1 week to prep, so I'm assuming by the time we play these guys, there will be some more fast-paced football. And
yeah. I thought you said 1 week for us to prep for our next episode, so I need to find more material. Okay. Thank you.
No. But honestly, against Everton, I don't expect a low block, so maybe that's actually going to be a better game for us.
David Moyes?
No, not as bad as these guys now as Wolves.
Yeah, it's not going to be as bad as Wolves. You're right, but the truth of the matter,
but they are better disciplined. If it comes down to it.
No, is that what it has come to for us, that we have to hope the other team does not play low block?
I think every team just plays a low block against us for the rest of the season.
Right. If they know that it's going to be effective, exactly. If they know that it's going to be effective, why wouldn't they do it?
Yeah, just take your chances.
Yeah.
Easy tactic.
Anyway,
The
Someone
one
else
thing,
sits in
the
the
one
script
thing,
for
the one
us.
thing we didn't talk about. This is the first time we're actually going to have a whole week to actually prepare for
Breathe.
the next game.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I guess
Next
that's a
next
good
few
thing.
weeks, because I think we have 4 games between now and the end of December.
Yes.
So
And
yeah.
eight, and
so
8
this
games
is our
and
longest
8,
break.
and 8 games in January.
Boy. Yeah. They come
Ah.
fast and thick.
Yeah.
So we'll be ready. All right.
All right.
Have a good night, everyone. Good night. Cheers.
Good
See you
night.
next week.
all right, bye guys.